Hello, everyone, and welcome to MindShareTV. Happy New Year. I'm your host, Robert Martellacci, founder and CEO of MindShare Learning Media, proud partners, media partners of FETC, the Future of Education Technology Conference this year in Orlando, taking place next week. We're proud to be celebrating our 25th anniversary, 25 years of supporting education leaders, innovators, and change makers across the learning ecosystem, across Canada and beyond. Today, we're super excited to share a sneak peek intro podcast of our opening keynote at the Future of Ed conference, an important conversion about where learning is heading. We have 7 questions about the future of learning, and apparently Alana Winnick, who is an educator, author, futurist, and trusted voice of the future of learning, is going to enlighten us with a sneak peek of something else, something new. She was an opening keynote at our summit 2 years ago in Toronto at the University of Toronto. The theme is around the future of learning, empowering every student to thrive, which I think is awesome. She'll be keynoting Monday, January 12th. It's not too late to register for FETC down in Orlando at the Orange County Convention Center. It'd be from 9 to 10 a.m. Alana, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. So I have a really funny story, actually. I'm so glad to be with you here today. But you mentioned that I keynoted your conference in 2024. So I'm a little over a year ago, not 2. It's more like a year and a couple months, right?
Right.
So the funny story about this is, and I think I had mentioned to you at one time, I had never done like a real keynote before, ever. And you didn't know that. No one knew that. And you asked me to keynote, and I'm like, that's a really safe space. Let me go to Canada where I don't know anybody, and let me just try this out. Like, who am I knowing in Canada? Little do I know that it's like Keith Kruger, CEO of COSIN, Julia Founts, CEO of CETA, Jen Womble, CEO of FETC. I have
Kathy
no
Hurley,
Kathy Hurley,
the
like
legend.
legends. There's legends in the audience. So like no pressure, right? And then it was a coincidence because I had met Jen just a few weeks before at New York Ed Tech Week, which was in October, just weeks
Right.
before your conference. And I think she was like on the fence. She wasn't sure if she was coming. And then she said, let me see who's speaking. And I didn't know this at the time. And she
Right.
saw my name and we had just met. She went to your conference to scout me. I
Wow.
I didn't
Wow.
know. And because of the opportunity that you gave me led me to where I am right now. So I'm so thankful to you for that experience because I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for you. So thank you.
That is what I humbled and honored. And I mean, that's our passion. We love to make those critical connections and help people thrive in the future work and learning. I'm in the MindShare co-working space, the first mall located co-working space in North America. And we have co-op students and we have entrepreneurs and we all work together and collaborate. So it's a really cool thing that we do. And I'm so excited to be coming down to the Future of Ed conference in Orlando. I debated about it. You know, there are over 100 Canadians going. So we're having a Can-Am event, which I see you've registered for. And it's a celebration of excellence meetup where we get to connect and partner with each other. And many strategic opportunities have emerged from that. And we sing appropriately the Canadian and U.S. national anthems. And it's just such a unifying experience. And, you know, people look at me and they think of the Cheers show. You're probably too young for.
No, I know what it is. I don't watch it. I can't name it.
Maybe on YouTube. But there was, you know, it was the
It was in
place
Boston. Is that where it filmed? Was Boston?
Yeah, in Boston.
I've been to the Cheers like bar. Like
exactly. But it's where I sit at the front at this great workbench where I'm hosting this podcast, and everyone comes in and out, and I say good morning, good night, and it's a place where everyone knows your name and feels welcome. It's about community, and FETC is truly a community, a large one at that. There's some 10,000 leaders that attend to it, and teachers and ed tech folks, and this is probably going to be around my. Like I launched O'Leary, the learning company. You remember Oregon Trail and Raider Rabbit and those great products.
Oh, I have a surprise for you then if you named those.
Yeah, that's some 30 years ago.
You might notice some fun throwbacks in my keynote. One of the things you mentioned.
Well, that is cool. So let's jump into that. The keynote is entitled The Future Learning, Empowering Every Student to Thrive. From the MindShare Learning Leadership lens, why is thriving, not just achievement, so important right now?
I think that every single student has the potential to like thrive, like level themselves up, unlock their full potential and thrive. And I think a lot of times, especially in public schools, I know it's a bit different in private schools, you're held to your state standards, your standardized exams. You sort of teach to the middle. Yes, you do provide support to the students that need it, but students don't necessarily have agency over their learning. They're not doing maybe inquiry-based learning on things they're passionate about. And oftentimes students are a little bit bored in school, right? And they're not as engaged or motivated to really thrive. So I think by using all these amazing tools that are now available, especially artificial intelligence, you can really reach every single student exactly where they are and provide them what they need when they need it. And, teachers were not able to meet with every single student, every single period of every single day. But, now we can level the playing field and the teacher can get the data they need to know which students they need to challenge tomorrow and which students they might need to pull aside. And I think we really need to look at every student as an individual and help every single student thrive, not just based on a standardized
Amazing. I love your positivity. So your keynote is framed around 7 essential questions. Guy Kawasaki, who keynoted last year, former Apple evangelist, who I've interviewed in the past as well, hashtag honored. He basically took every chapter of his book and talked about every element of that. You've got 7 essential questions. Speaking of books, can you mention your book? Can we mention your book? How's it doing?
My book is called The Generative Age. Jen's giving away 200 free copies immediately after the keynote. And then if you don't get a copy there at the end of the not the end, but on Tuesday at 4:15, Parent Square is giving away other copies. So there's plenty of opportunities for free copies. I know you're coming out with a book soon.
Rumor has it. I am. And I'm going to just surprise you. Yeah, I'm almost done. It's actually.
I didn't know if the way you said it, I was like, is that a secret that I wasn't supposed to?
No, not at all. I'm actually, you know what it's like. Books are, you don't want to rush things. And it is, we're almost there with it. Yeah. And I just want to show something online here to Shopman. There we go.
Thank you.
There it is, 4.8.
That's, what, it must be more money in Canada. I think.
Well, they should be paying you more money then if it's more money.
I don't think that's how much it costs in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting, right?
So there you go.
Where's the conversion rate with the dollars, maybe?
It's like 140. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. So it's like, I think the book's around $20 in the U.S.
Yeah, it's, your exchange rate is astronomical, but hey, maybe I'll sell mine in U.S. dollars and I'll start in the U.S. first. How's that sound?
You could, right?
So, what types of long-held assumptions about learning and technology are these 7 questions designed to challenge you? And talk to me about the next question will be around AI. So let's save that one for the next one. But and you're a director of technology at a school district in the New York area.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people that you see that are, keynote speaking. Oftentimes they've left the field and they now are consultants and speakers. And I'm very much in a practitioner in a school district. My office is in a building with children. When I walk to the bathroom or to get lunch, I see children in the hall. I visit classrooms every single day. And I'm actually bringing a whole team with me. So it's not I'm so excited because it's not just, me. Yes, I am the keynote speaker, but I have a whole team of breakout sessions. My superintendent is coming, my director of student support services, because like we were talking about helping every student to thrive. Like we really believe that every student can thrive, even if they have IEPs and 504s and supports. We believe that. So I'm bringing my director of student support services. I'm bringing an ENL teacher who English as a new language. I'm bringing an elementary school classroom teacher, and I'm bringing 3 little students and 1 high school student. So
that is
with me. Yeah.
That is so cool. Now, you touched on something that struck a chord with me, because you remember my son came and surprised me, Lucas.
Oh, yes. I met him.
And Lucas was on an IEP, and his teacher in grade 8 said, Lucas, take general math because you're not good at math in grade 9. He became a CPA and an investment banker, and he wants to meet that teacher and share how exciting his career has been.
That's my whole point, right? Like,
right.
When students come back to you years later, you're not going to be like, hey, Lucas, what'd you get on your SATs? You're going to be like, hey, Lucas, tell me about all of the ways you're contributing to the world. Hey, Lucas, tell me what change you've made. What are you passionate about that drives you? Like, that's so sad that he had that experience. And I mean, I don't want him to go back and rub it in her face, but like a little bit. That's
maybe a little bit.
Good for her.
Maybe a little bit.
What a not nice teacher is that? That's not nice.
I know. But he laughs about it. Hey, so talk to me about since writing The Generative Age, so much has happened.
Yeah.
The pace of change, particularly around AI, it's accelerated. What has shifted most in your thinking since that book was published? If you were talking to your publisher, author self today about back then, what would you what advice would you offer?
I recently reread it because I was like so curious about that, and I think I was so intentional as I was writing it to make sure that it wasn't going to be things that were outdated. Something that I don't personally do. You don't really hear me talk about like tools or how-to type stuff.
Right.
I think I've always believed that education needed to change. And I think that AI really is a catalyst for a much needed change. And I've always believed that we needed to rethink teaching, learning, and assessment. So for me, it's like, yes, it's about AI, but it's really so much bigger and deeper than AI. And so I don't feel like it's that outdated, the book. But if I had to go back and rewrite something, I think I would write more about like rethinking assessments and making them more like AI proof. So when you run an assignment through an AI detector, if the AI can just do the work, that's not, such a great assignment. So giving examples of like turning a persuasive essay into a TED Talk, turning a biography into a podcast, and more about how AI is a tool to help you achieve that. But that could be a whole separate other second book, but I don't think that that's going to be my second book. I'm really been doing a lot of work in my own district, and you'll hear a bit of it in the keynote about digital wellness, which you might think is like, oh, that's a completely different topic, but it's really not, because AI and ed tech and technology, there's so much screen time, right? But we need balance. And so the digital wellness is that other component that goes along really nicely with AI. Like AI is great, but then like human intelligence too, and then balance and digital wellness. So that's I'm doing a really big initiative around that. I'm part of an ISTE ASCD digital wellness initiative with 11 other districts throughout the country, doing a lot of work around that and helping my teachers really increase student like when they're on the screens, we want to see creation versus consumption. We want to see them being creators of knowledge versus consumers of knowledge. So
very, very on point, and I couldn't agree with you more. And maybe I'll share a quick little sneak peek.
Oh, I think it looks so beautiful. I told you that in the message.
Yeah, so that we put a little spark in the updated version, but that's the book. So being human in the age of AI, your playbook to thriving through human connection and essential skills. I'm so inspired by you and your book and your keynote that you uh, presented at the Canadian EdTech Summit in Toronto, and I'm so excited about you speaking
Yeah.
in Orlando. In the interest of time, because I know you have another podcast to do, final thoughts to share on why it's important to attend events like FETC and NICE and other
And
conferences.
your conference,
Yeah.
I think there's multiple things. I think when you are someone that's super innovative and you're a practitioner, oftentimes you could feel isolated and alone. And when you go to places like this, you're energized and surrounded by people all around you that you're like, these are my people. They get me. They have the same way of thinking, and you can share ideas and build a community. And so that and this year's theme is change makers. Like, we are change makers, and making change is very hard. When you have teachers that have tenure and teachers that are a bit complacent, and yeah, you could have pockets of extreme innovation, but if you're a district leader and you want to make change district wide, to be able to come to a place like FETC or NICE or CanAm, I think it's energizing, it's rewarding, it helps you find like-minded people and build a community. And I don't think we would be able to be where we are without these connections and these relationships that we build.
Alana Winnick, author, keynoter, IT director, awesome friend extraordinaire. Thank you for joining us today in the interest of time. I know you've got another podcast, and for continuing to challenge and inspiring education leaders within the MindShare community and beyond. For our listeners, this has been a MindShare sneak peek into the future of learning, empowering every student to thrive, happening Monday, January 12th, 9 to 10 a.m. at the Orange County Convention Center, and followed by a author book signing. So don't want to miss that. And there's a book giveaway. I'm Robert Martellacci, your host from the MindShare Learning Media, proudly celebrating 25 years of leadership in learning and this MindShare TV. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the learning curve steep.